Hi everyone. I'll continue to teach you my physics from nature's perspective. Since so far, human beings have been, or scientists or physicists have been observers, have been doing observing nature and observing experiments, and they are telling their story. And no one, so far anyway, no one had told telling the nature's story or the being observed their side of the story. So I'm gonna be representing nature, and I'm gonna tell their story. Previously, I introduced the concept called the electromagnetic environment. Everything and everybody has the electromagnetic environment, just like and that is universal, just like the gravity. Gravity is also universal. So today I'm gonna talk about gravity. Gravity is probably the most or highest holy grail of the science. And next to it, or maybe even more important, could be the what Einstein tried to achieve, the uniformed theory, uniformed field theory. However, that is probably not possible, and the reason is rather simple, because our world or our universe is finite and discrete. So, in order to establish some kind of a field, some kind of and taking derivatives and solving partial differential equations, you need make the universe not only continuous but also smooth, and smooth to at least second derivative, and that is is a little bit far from reality. And anything smooth, anything second derivative or first derivative, anything continuous, you're gonna have tough time finding a corresponding reality. Anyhow, from the same concept of the electromagnetic fields, and also, of course, there's also a Coulomb's force, the electromagnetic force. So I drew another, not drew, but I changed another picture from the internet, and this is again a checkboard, and those pawns represents electron, and these two bishops represents nuclei. Between them, not only electromagnetic fields, and also the forces, the same would propel, and the opposite would attract. And the forces, I only drew the forces between them, but in reality, the forces actually go beyond the electron and extend forever. And I mean the positive force from the nuclei extends beyond the electron and into the universe and forever, and vice versa. The electron's negative force, it also goes beyond the nuclei and extends forever and fill up the entire universe everywhere you go. It has its contribution, but however, it's too weak to detect. I would imagine. I'm sure you agree with that. So, for that reason, we need to calculate just how much going to go beyond the Coulomb's force or electromagnetic fields of an atom. Just how much it's going to go beyond atom itself. Actually, our pioneer, I guess, I mean, it had to be such a great pioneer. Newton had done a calculation, and he'd done most people, I think, learn calculus do not learn this, and even math major, chances are, may not learn it, but because it's only from math point of view, it just calculated a specific case of integral, and anything like a reversed r square kind of relationship, generally it has this property, and it's called the shell theorem. And this particular chapter or section, I call it leakage of Newton's shell theorem. How do we apply the Newton's shell theorem to the atom? I'm only going to use the example of a hydrogen atom. Newton's calculation was about gravity. The shell theorem calculated a uniformly distributed mass on a standard mathematical sphere. Its gravity is equivalent to the same amount of a mass distributed or right at the center of that sphere. So that gives us some kind of a justification to treat a planet and the sun as a point mass. So all its mass concentrated on one point. Therefore, the gravity constant is a representative of that entire thing, and so it is actually just the average of dismiss or average out different elements and different atoms and a different non-uniform distribution and a non-spherical shape, and all that variation being averaged out, and then the whole mass put on one point, and then the whole thing is then represented by a gravitational constant. How do we apply a Shell's theorem to the electrical or atom situation? At the center of an atom, hydrogen, you have one positive charge. And then the one electron has one negative charge and goes around the center. In an ideal situation, if this electron could somehow distribute itself evenly around a standard sphere, then it would be equivalent to this entire one negative charge is located at the center. If that's the case, the hydrogen atom, its electric field and its Coulomb force total canceled out. Nothing goes beyond the hydrogen atom itself. But however, that's not the case. Either you use the solar model, then the electrons spinning around nuclei, or you use the quantum mechanics Schrodinger equation. It's distributed around the center as a cloud. Either way is not distributed on a evenly on a sphere. Therefore, as I mentioned earlier, electrons' negative fields and nuclei's positive fields go beyond atom itself and extend forever. And the Coulomb forces, both of them, electrons negative, when they see some positive stuff would pull, when you see some negative stuff would push. And then nuclei's positive Coulomb force also goes beyond and forever. And that's why I call it a leakage versus the ideal situation of that electron it distribute himself or itself evenly around a sphere. Since that's not the case, so we may imagine this electron try very hard to block the nuclei's positive fields. Running around the nuclei, whenever he sees something positive, it goes there and try to cancel it out. And the solar model, it goes like a round orbit, and that's less efficient. But the cloud, it is a little bit better, but still it's not enough. It is far from distribute itself evenly on a sphere. So, although the total charge of an atom, in this case is hydrogen, is 0, but there are electric and magnetic forces and fields extend beyond atom itself and extend forever and fill up the entire universe, although very, very weak. Any little bit further has become undetectable. So, or at least not detectable by human being, but from nature's perspective, it is there. Or from God's perspective, God can see it. Although we may not, but it is there. So, I hope I have got this concept of a leakage explained clearly enough. It is like an atom. It is like any atom, like it has hands, or has two hands at least, one positive and one negative, and extend forever and try to either push things or capture things. The positive ones will try to capture the negative, and a negative charge will try to capture the positive charge. And that's how the chemical bond come about. And then all the molecules. Let's say, for example, hydrogen, and two hydrogens can combine and become H2. And then that would be a hydrogen molecule. And in the same sense, same idea, parallel, we can also think of a magnetic bar. A magnetic bar, you have a north pole and south pole. Of course, that's not even spinning, so that field gonna extend also forever and extend much more than the electric situation, because there is a spinning and quite a bit it being canceled out. So I hope I get this leakage concept into your head, and next we'll have to we'll go from there. Okay, weekend, and I wish everybody a good weekend or a great weekend. I'll try to record a few more and I'll probably finish it in this weekend. Alrighty, see you later or tomorrow. Bye.